goes down in there. When we'll get there, I'll get it in just a second. There it is installed. It's the blue part down there. You can see it. That's what it looks like from the bottom. And I use the two outer bolts there are the bolts for the plate that covers that hole. And then there's three little bolts that I took out already for this to hold the water pump to the sprocket, which are those three. And those are 10mm. It's a tight fit, but I got them off. Next, we're gonna start unbolting the water pump itself. Alright, we're moving on to the bolts that unbolt the water pump. You need to remove this one, or undo it to where it's loose like that. You can leave it there. And then there's another one you can see up there that I already did. Don't confuse it with that one right below it. You can get that one from the top. And you can see it's right next to the motor mount here on that square notch. That's the other one. And then you have the two bolts from behind that are both on the outer side here. So remove those 4 bolts, stick a screwdriver in the rectangular hole, and you can see where it's loose and just work it out. And that's what we're gonna do. Alright, we got the old one out. No big deal, just broke it loose with the screwdriver and just wiggled it with my hand. It came right out. This is the old one right here, and that's the new one. We'll just put the new one in real quick and then slowly put it back together. Alright, real quick, this part is where the timing chain is in here, so it's oily. So when you look on the inside where the pump is, you see where it's kind of dripped down or whatever. You might want to take a rag or something, just wipe that surface down, so that way you get a nice good seal when you put the oil or the water pump back on. Make sure it's nice and clean. Looks good. Alright, now we're gonna put the water pump on. Alright, with a new water pump in, we put all 4 bolts, these 2 right there, and the 2 front ones only hand tight. You want a little bit loose because you're gonna have to stick your fingers in that little hole right there in the back of the pump, so that you can spin the pump just a little bit, so that you can align up the timing chain sprocket bolts, which are down here. There you go. You gotta align those sprocket bolts up all together, and then you can rebolt everything. And that's what we're gonna work on next, is slowly trying to realign that and putting the bolts in. And those bolts aren't very big. What are they? They're 10mm, and you got to be really careful not to drop them down into the timing chain cover itself, because that would really suck. So my little tip is I put a little dab of grease inside the socket, and that will help prevent it from popping out and falling down. Alright, got the holes aligned, got the water pump sprocket bolts in. Then I went ahead and tightened the housing bolts, which is that one, the one up there on the square chunk of aluminum, and then 2 on the back of it. Remember, everything is aluminum, and you don't need to torque them down to 1,000 freaking pounds. Just snug. That's about it. So next we're going to remove the specialty tool there, and then we can put the cover plate back on, and then we'll start reconnecting all the hoses to the back of the water pump.